Hey everybody, stick around because today we're going to take a look at the Vantop rear mirror dash mounted cam. Hey everybody, welcome back to Raf's Reviews. I am Raf, and on this channel I say don't spend your hard-earned money on something that may not fit your needs. Let me go ahead and test it out for you and let you know if it's something that you should buy. Today's video is not sponsored by anybody. This is a product I've been wanting to get for our second vehicle for quite some time, so decided I'd do a little review for you. So today we're going to take a look at the Discovery H612 mirror-mounted dash camera. So I was on Best Buy and I was just checking out deals of the day, and this was on there half off. So we'll go ahead and take a look. So I've had a dash camera in my vehicle for quite some time now, probably 5 or 6 years. But I've never had one in my wife's vehicle, just never got around to getting one. And plus, with where she works, she gets a company car to drive, so there's never really been a need to have one on there. However, since her vehicle doesn't get driven as much anymore, I kind of swap each week. I'll take my vehicle and then take her vehicle. So just wanted to go ahead and get a camera on there. So let's go ahead and take a look what we got in the box. Okay, so opening it up, looks like it's padded pretty well. So it looks like we've got the mirror mount itself. So we got the camera here, and on this side looks like it's an actual mirror. Yep, so we got an actual mirror on this side and then the camera on that side. Just go ahead and lay that off to the side. So on the mirror itself, looks like we've got a slot for an SD card, a GPS plug-in, an AV plug-in, a USB plug-in, a reset button underneath, looks like some kind of controls, and then a microphone. Alright, so let's see what else comes in this bad boy. Already got fingerprints all over the mirror. So, we've got a camera for the rear, a power adapter, your normal 10-volt cigarette lighter. This looks like some mounting, just some rubber bands to hold the mirror in place, I'm assuming. Comes with the GPS antenna. Oh, nice little plastic tool. You usually use that to tuck wires in behind molding. Some screws and some adhesive mounts, and just another one of those rubber bands. And then the document itself, and they must have known that I was going to get my fat, smudgy fingers all over the mirror because they sent a cloth. Alright, so I'll try my best to get in the installation, but we'll take a look real quick and see how it goes. Okay, then it asks for a little SD card, so I just have a random one laying around the house. It shouldn't matter about size because most of these, at least like my personal dash camera in my vehicle, it loop records. So what that means is it will record till it's full and then just record over what you currently have in there. Alright, so we've got the SD card in there. Now I've got to determine what my reverse light is. So I'll just hop on Google to determine that since I'm here solo. So give me a second to figure that out, and then we'll hop into the back and hook up the reverse camera. Okay, so we have our vehicle in reverse. I have the multimeter set at 20 volts, and I am going through each of these wires. I've already done this, so I'm just on the last one that I know, and then I'm just going to use that unpainted surface as a ground. And we're looking for somewhere around 10 volts to know that that's the hot wire while the vehicle's in reverse. So when I touch here, I get 13, so that's probably going to be our hot wire, so that's what we're going to tie into. Okay, so we've kind of just dry fit everything in place. You see I've taken it off the mirror itself, just because I want to test everything before I hide any wires. So you just saw that we spliced everything in, so we're going to go ahead and turn on the vehicle. Hopefully nothing catches on fire here. Okay, so it says micro SD card needs to be formatted. So it's got a little touch screen here, so let's see here, license and code, format SD, confirm. Okay, so that's all done, so let's go back. Okay, so right now I can see out the front, so I'm going to turn it around and you'll end up seeing what I see in the screen. So pretty nice picture there. Let's see. I don't really know what I'm doing here, so I'm just mashing stuff. So that sounds like I was taking a picture. Oh. You definitely need to plug in the rear camera to be able to see what's happening with the camera. So let's go back. Okay, so now I can see the back. So it's upside down right now just because the camera's just laying there, so I'm not going to change what the look is right now. But yeah, so everything looks great. So I'm going to go ahead and route all the wires and get everything all mounted. So only thing that's left to do is I need to mount the camera in the back and then hide all these wires and plug in the GPS. So GPS is here. I'll probably just mount that on the dash and call it a day. So let's get that happening and we'll see you again here shortly. Okay, so we're all set. I'm still going to screw that into place there. Then I just kind of ran the wires under these seals and then around to get back to that tail light. And then in here, I just kind of followed underneath all the trim. I'm not worried about that. And then up along the top, all the way down the side. And then up front, just coming from the top of the rear view camera. On this side, I just tucked it underneath here, all the way down, around, underneath the glove box, and then to the power supply. And for the antenna, just came up around this molding, tucked it back in there, and stuck the GPS antenna there. So let's go ahead and start the vehicle. So that is your regular rear view mirror. Okay, so currently it is looking out the back camera. I will show you some more stuff with the screen, but you can adjust by holding your finger and sliding up and down to see the whole full field of view for the camera. So I'll test that when I'm out driving around and see what's best for me, what I like the best. So then, it is touchscreen like we talked about earlier. If we go into settings, we can turn it into loop recording, time lapse. So loop recording, just how long you want it to loop record. So what that means is it'll record for 5 minutes. And at the end of the 5 minutes, it'll stop and start a new recording. And it'll just do that in 5-minute increments. And as your card gets full, what it will do is it'll delete the one prior or the very first 5-minute segment and overwrite it and continue to go. This is so you can it will record what's going on inside the vehicle. Driving mode. These are your sensitivities. So low just means it takes a very big force to make it go off. High is a small force. I'm not sure how much that force is, so I'll just keep it in the middle so that way it's not saving a recording every time I hit a bump. And then your parking mode is the same thing, low, medium, high. I'll keep it high. I'm not sure if this thing will record after it's unplugged. I'll have to look into that and let you know. And then you can add your license plate in. Sleep mode, you can have the camera turn off while the car's running. After 1 minute, 3 minutes are off. I keep it off because I plan on just using that back camera as my digital mirror. And then that's just file format, frequency, USB mode. So you can either pull the camera out, you can either pull the memory card out to transfer the files that were recorded, or you could plug a computer in. I'll end up just pulling the card out if I need to. Tap sound on or off. I'll just keep it on. Speaker, low, mute, middle, high. I'll turn it on to high because I'm kind of deaf. Just make sure it stayed there. Yep. Sound on and off. Streaming media. So if this is turned off when the mirror is regular, you'll see both the front and the rear camera. But if it's on, it'll stream the rear camera on its own automatically. Then of course English language is language, date, time, and then if you need to format the SD card, and then coming down the screen we have factory reset, speech recognition, so you can just, if it's on, you can just call out for it to do these items. I'm not going to say them or else it'll do it. So obviously that will do that. That will do that. That will let you see what's going on through the front camera. If you wanted to stop recording, you would say that. To turn everything off, that. Obviously, if you wanted to see what's going on in the back, that. So if you're just barely missing something or just see something and you can't reach it, you can say that and it'll take a picture. That means I'm pretty sure that means that even if you format the card, that video file will be safe. That will show both views at the same time. And okay, since the GPS is connected, it will track your speed, and then whether you want miles per hour or kilometers. Okay, so let's go back out and show you. So right now, this is the back. This is just showing that our GPS is good. This is showing what we're recording at, how long we're into that recording, the date timestamp. That's showing that we're streaming, no audio. And so if we swipe, we can see the split screen of what's in the front and what's in the back. If we swipe again, it'll show us the front. Now again, it looks like it's not going to record much, but if I do this, we can actually see that it's recording all the way down to the bumper of the vehicle. So if you pulled the video, that is what you would see. And then again, we have the back. Now I can say, show front camera.
Okay.
Because I have that audio turned on. Show rear camera.
Okay.
And then over here on the side, if it lets us do it, you can adjust the brightness of the display itself. So yeah, that's it for the install. Let's go ahead and hop back inside and I'll give you my final thoughts on everything. Okay, so now my thoughts on the product. So first off, the install was super easy. The hardest part was just tucking all the wires away and making sure that you understand where you want to wire that power cable into. I should have said this disclaimer earlier. I will make sure I make a note on the video itself. I am not an electrician. I am not a mechanic, so do not go by what I did to say that that is correct. If you blow your car up, I don't want to hear it. I had nothing to do with it. It was all your own fault. Prime example, so I was searching YouTube videos of how to determine which was the right wire, hoping that it would just tell me on YouTube, and it did. However, I still wasn't sure about it because most of the things that were showing only had 2 wires going into the reverse light, whereas my vehicle had 3 wires going in. So I did the right thing. I grabbed a multimeter and tested it like you saw. And from what they were saying, white was always supposed to be a neutral and it would not be the power cable. So it actually was the power cable on my vehicle. So, even YouTube gets it wrong, believe it or not, or Google actually does get things wrong. So make sure that you do the due diligence and either A, do it yourself, testing it properly, or get somebody who knows what they're doing. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm the kind of person, if I can YouTube it, I'll give it a shot. So, you know, nothing wrong with getting a professional install. Probably wouldn't cost you too much just to say, hey, I need you to just splice this wire into here, and then you can route everything else so it's ready to go. So just another option out there. The packaging was really good. Everything was put together fine. The instructions were very easy to understand, both for the install and how to navigate around on the mirror itself. So definitely a pro there. Not many cons. I can't think of anything right now as I drive it around some. I might find some flaws in it, but so far everything looks good. Picture quality good. The controls are easy to use and navigate, and I like that it has that AI. The only negative thing I would say, just to put something out there, is with the placement of my vehicle, the red power lead coming off the camera that you put to that power source was a little bit too short. So I had to use some wire that I had laying around to splice it and make it a little bit longer. So if the company's watching this review, I would just recommend giving a little bit extra power wire to go from the reverse lamp to the camera itself. That's probably the only additional thing that I would throw out there. But other than that, that's going to do it for this review. Please let me know what you thought about the review or the product itself. Definitely worth the 80 bucks, I think. I think it would even be worth it if it was at full price, which I think was like 130 or 140 bucks. But yeah, seems to be a good product. As I'm recording this, I remember I never screwed that camera into the frame itself, so I'm going to go out there and screw that in. And while I'm doing that, just go ahead and drop down in the comment section below. Let me know if there's anything in particular you would like me to try to review for you. If you tell me what it is, I'll reach out to the company, see if they will sponsor a review. And if I can get my hands on it, then we'll go ahead and make a video for it. And just make sure you like the video if you found it useful. Subscribe if you want to see more, and ring that bell to get notified when a new video releases. That video could be yours. All right, other than that, thanks a lot, guys. Have a great day. We'll see you next time.